Welcome to part 3 of the game dev thing of 7 of years. There's a part 1 and a part 2. You should probably watch those first if you haven't. I'll put a card top right. If you're liking this, let me know. I'm trying something new. This will be the last part in the series. It brings us to modern day. So, without further ado, let's go. This one didn't get developed that far at all, but the idea was it's a procedurally generated world where anything you do is permanent, but it's like a factions game, I guess. Let's go in. So here we are in the game. Don't mind the temporary item images. You just gotta fix something. We mainly just try to make each other laugh with the temporary images. Anyway, this was the first time I had success with actual world generation. It was very fun to learn. You don't get to see it much here, but there is a lot going on beneath the surface. There's different biomes, there's caves, there's a sea level, there are structures that generate, like this one. I don't really know what this is supposed to be. You can punch. Oh, here's a cave. I don't think you can really see what's going on in here, but the cave systems are like snakes. There's a bunch of different animations, like a back animation, forward walking, sideways. This was one of the earliest examples of my modeling too. There are rocks. It drops like this. You can pick it up. I think if you punch the trees, it'll drop sticks. Yeah. And it fell off the map. Alright, hopefully we'll be able to get one. Please, I just need a stick. I got a stick. So you can move it in your inventory. At this point, you have to cut down the tree with an axe. God dang it. Alright, so I've managed to give myself this. Oh my god, the icon for vine. We have vines now. Let's make the stone axe. Let's get it. This doesn't have a model of a stone axe. Can I cut down trees? Am I doing this wrong? Oh no, that tree definitely got cut down. Does this one have a model? Okay, it does. Yeah, if I remember correctly, stone shovel looks like this. You just modify the terrain. That is a straight cube right there. Alright, so I got this in a hole. I think I'm gonna build. So this is the build thing, huh? This is kind of cool. Being able to use terrain instead of blocks is kind of nice. Every game makes you use blocks these days. Alright, let's cut down the tree. Now, once the tree falls, you can cut it up further, and it will drop maple wood, I believe. Which doesn't have an icon, I guess. So, it conforms to the terrain. Oh, you can break it? I can put it anywhere I want. The tables. My old modeling was not exactly the greatest. You can see rips in the textures. I think that's all that we did in this game. The idea was a little too much. We didn't know how we would pull off like permanent world. Next game! This is Masterminds. This is where we learned how to make games. This game taught us a very important lesson, and that is you have to plan out your games before you make them. If you make something for fun, it still has to be planned in some way, otherwise it's just going to end up a disaster. Because the core concept of this game was not fun, and we didn't realize that until we had already made the entire game and released it. So that's why this game flopped. So this game is a mining game. We made this over the course of like a few months, I guess. I don't know, like 6 months. It was a big challenge for me to figure out an entire mining system from scratch. And this was before the Bereza Infinite Mining Kit was out. So there were no public resources for this. I basically had to figure out how to procedurally generate caves and all that stuff, which actually did end up happening. There is a cave generation algorithm I made in this game, and I tried to make an explanation video on how it worked, but it sucks. But yeah, let's get into it. Alright, here's the funny loading screen. Welcome! So what you're seeing right now is my base, because you can build your own base in this game. It's basically a tycoon mining game, I guess. You have to build a bunch of conveyors, you have to set up power and wiring. So these are upgraders, these are droppers, this is your power source, this is ore tank. There's a lot, okay, it's complicated. Anyway, the depository is fun. I'm going to show you what that is first. Say you have a bunch of ores you want to deposit. So you go over to this, I guess it's creepy, hand. You sell your purified ores, and it takes it and shoves it in that little tube. I gotta get some ores first. So yeah, there's a lot going on here. There's quests, there's PvP, all kinds of stuff. I really like this game, but the problem is the core concept, no matter what you do, core concept is this. It's mining, and you can't really make that fun, at least on its own. What? Alright, go in the hole. There are tons of different biomes. There's water physics. Say I do this, the water will start flowing. It's basically Minecraft water physics. There are cave sounds that play randomly. There's ambient stuff like waterfall sounds that you'll hear right now. I actually made the sound effects. There's these guys who spawn randomly. He's selling garbage. There's a bunch of rare structures too, but by now they've probably been found. Some nice little cave gen. Let's see if there's any other caves to explore. So this is what mining is like in this game. Oh, I'm in the jungle now. There's a bunch of different block break effects you can get. It's just a cosmetic kind of thing. And I have found a cave. It'll either explode or give me something. Alright, good. Here's goo. A bunch of flowers. Hey, it's a jungle lair merchant. Give me something. Diamond sword. It's pretty good. But yeah, this game was really fun to work on. The problem was that no one played it because the game isn't fun to play. And at a certain point, we had to realize that in order to have any kind of success, we're gonna have to abandon this game. This is the game that, like, to play this game, you just have to do this. Even though there's some beautiful caves, you don't see them that often. It's lava. Where's the lava? I hear it. Oh, here it is. I'm dying. Uh-oh. There's not a whole lot to this game. I'm gonna die now. Oh, there's a cave sound. I've died! Alright, someone gets free ores if they find that. That's pretty much the game. I can show you the explosives. There's a more powerful explosive, which is a nuke. But the nuke is server destroying. And I guess I'll do that because I'm bored. So, nuke time. Yes, it is nuke zone. Yeah, this goes on for a while. Next game. After that massive game flop, we decided to take a long time off just to reflect and improve our game design. We took a vow to never make that mistake again and never waste that much time on something just to have it do that. And so we came back with this game, which is still being developed right now, but it's getting really close to release. At least beta release. It's going to be paid access in the beginning. We have a massive Google Doc that has all the stuff that we could do and all the stuff that we're going to do. All the bugs we need to fix, all the polish we need to do. The nice thing about having it on a list is that you have certain things you put in places that say, okay, this needs to be done. And then there's layers and layers of updates that make it more interesting or more fun. But there has to be a point at which the game can survive without most of the content. If the core concept of the game is fun on its own, it will survive. And that's what we try to do here. Core concept is that you're flying your own custom ship through space and fighting enemies, trying to get to the end. We're trying our best to make it the most fun experience. No matter what you do, what you build, where you are, how hard things are, it just has to be fun. I'll show you what we have so far. And like I said, every game has taught us a lesson, and so has this one. This game taught us how to structure things, how to pace ourselves, and how not to overwhelm ourselves. So right now, I'm on Europa. This is a different building planet, but this planet's main difference is that it has bigger plots to build on. Just for a better introduction though, I think I'll go to Earth, which is the planet you start at. Here's a fun little admin system we got. It's pretty cool, right? This didn't work properly. I don't have any oxygen. Whoa! What is happening? Anyway, welcome to game. Haha. Got rocket boots. You can change your move scale. You can change your rotate scale and all that stuff. All the fun stuff. There's all kinds of settings, but don't let them overwhelm you. It's still a simple building game. You can just enjoy. Build something funny. Now, of course, I'm not going to build something massive right now. What happened to the icon for the slots? Anyway, I'm going to spawn something. Oh, okay. Here's a ship. So this one's... okay, that's a bug. This one's supposed to show off the fact that you can make things invisible and non-collidable, so you can have hidden mechanics on your ship. It looks like there's nothing else going on here besides this floating door, but there's really a bunch of invisible stuff set up so that I can have it do something cool, and I will show you what that can do. So I have this button linked for the door. You can create custom controls, move them around anywhere you want, name them, but I've set it up to do this. Isn't that cool? Custom sliding door, and it's completely sealed. I can't escape unless I press this button. Then it will open up. Same goes if I press it again, it'll close. Got a ship terminal. He talks. He's very annoying. It uses your movement controls. If I press forward, it goes forward. If I hold forward, it will keep going forward. Press R. That's my go button. You can go underwater if you really want to. There's wheels. You could create a car that goes underwater in space. Let's go to space. You go high enough, you'll see this portal open up. You start to teleport. Come out of the portal. Now, most of the time, Roblox makes it look like garbage, so you have to turn your graphics up like that. Then you can see everything. This ship doesn't have any weapons, so I think I'm gonna bring one out that does. You can smash into stuff, take damage. You can get sucked into black holes. So you'll see I'm starting to get pulled now. Now, if I get too close to this thing, I will actually get sucked in. Yep, against my will. When you die, it shows a visual of how far you got. But if you get to the end, something else happens. This one is called the Game Breaker for a reason. Now, this game was made with mobile in mind. Created tons of custom controls. You can also do this on Xbox. But yeah, let me launch this. Here's my weapon control station. You can shoot lasers and stuff. Say you're flying through space and you just wanna stop. But you don't want to get pulled by any black holes. You don't want to get pushed around by stuff. Let's just stop. Click the gravity anchor. You are completely stopped. You can even jump around in your ship now. It's the hatch. Close and open it. Pretty nice. Let's anchor the ship and gravity bubble. So now there's this bubble around my ship. As long as I'm in this bubble, I will have gravity. And as soon as I exit, it's space. So I don't have gravity, but as soon as I go in that bubble, back to gravity. This was one of the hardest mechanics to make. It's so absurdly difficult to do this. And it took so much bug testing. So I'm also going to show you the camera. So in the ship down here, there's a camera. If I click the rotate button, it'll start rotating. If I click the extend button, it'll start extending. And I can rotate it and extend at the same time if I really want to. If I view the camera, this is what it looks like. So I can look up and down, but I can't look anywhere else. Because I'm a camera. I can unextend it, rotate it. I don't really see the point of having the camera here because there's nothing interesting. But it's a feature you can make use of somehow. With weapons, you can destroy any kind of obstacle. You can also PvP people if they have the setting on. You can also destroy enemies. So here is a space station I made a long time ago, way back in the early version of this game. It has an absurd amount of rockets, absurd amount of lasers. Most of them aren't properly attached. These guys like to fight you. So what I'm going to do is shoot rockets. You can see the rockets tracking them. You can also try to use lasers, but they're just super inaccurate. They're better for sniping big stuff. Rockets are the way to go for small, fast enemies. But lasers do more damage, so they're much better for things like destroying asteroids. Like this. I just blew straight through that. And there's debris flying away. If I use a rocket, it has to take time to travel, or if there's an enemy nearby, it's just going to lock onto the enemy. You might notice I'm also getting stuff for destroying these asteroids. Pretty much your main way of getting resources. However, there's another way. This is the goal galaxy. This is where you're supposed to be going. The most important thing you get is a block called reality fabric. The second most important thing is the money you get. So when I respawn, does this animation again. And you get money. But because I cheated and I teleported there, I didn't get much money. It gives you more money based on how many galaxies you actually go through. You can buy stuff, like the resize tool, the modify tool, the paint tool. You can buy blocks, armor, helmets, suits, whatever. There are tons of different mechanics that we've made. So these are the troves. Okay, I'm supposed to get rid of that. They are boxes that give you random stuff. So if you get one, it's going to give you random stuff. I got pretty lucky and got one of the rarest things. If I open a bunch of them, say I'm super rich, it's capped at 100 by the way, then I can get pretty much everything. This is what happens when you open 100 galaxy troves. You're going to get everything. It's a lot of stuff. There's the encyclopedia, which tells you information about all the stuff in the game. And this is the achievements menu. Shows you all your badges. Settings menu. Oops, I placed 2 of my ship. What will I do? If these ships aren't touching, they should work independently. Apparently they were touching, actually. But that's okay. So yeah, you can see what trails do now. They're actually just trails. Can I still close my door? Nope. It's not gonna work. Anyway, that's the gist of this game. My voice is going away. I need a drink. There is one more game I want to show you. Next game. So right here, you see, we've been working on this side project. It's super early in development, but I can still show it to you. I'm gonna give you zero context because I don't want to. You can walk around, you can attack. This is mostly just visually working right now. I got the ability system, I can press 1 and do this. Press 2, it's an unused ability right now. This is where I've gotten with modeling. It's so much better than what it used to be. You remember those trees earlier? Now I got this plush teddy bear and this pencil. I'm gonna show you what it's like to build in this game. So right now we have a debug thing set up so you can't build a whole lot. It gives you a few seconds to build and then it goes into fight mode. But already from what you can see here, it's pretty simple building. He gets all happy when you jump. He likes jumping. Pretty simple building. You can destroy stuff. Once it gets low, it starts jiggling. Then you can break it. This is barely attached, so I'm gonna actually make it fall by doing this. If I break everything connecting this to the floor, it will fall apart completely. If you were to build a giant, tall tower, it would crumble spectacularly. It's not tall, I know, but it only gives you 5 seconds to build right now. Anyway, if I break this, it falls. I'm not going to give you any other information on what this game is because it's super early and I don't want to spoil it until I have something to show you. Destroying is fun, okay? That just about covers everything that Vinny and I have done over the years and most of the important lessons we've learned along the way. It's been a long journey. We would not be able to do what we do now without our history. Game development is not just like, let's watch a bunch of videos and figure out everything that you can do. And then I'll just make whatever I want. It takes a lot of trial and error, learning and playing around to actually figure out what goes on behind the code. It's not just coding, and it's not just art, it's not just building. It's a thought process. It's a whole creative process, and it takes a huge commitment just to do one game. If you're thinking about starting game development but you think it's too hard or it takes too much time, if you're worried about your game being bad because it's your first game and you don't know what you're doing, you just have to get over that hump. You saw my first games, everyone starts there. In order to be good at something, you need to be bad at it. As long as you keep improving and focusing on what you could do better next time, you will get better. For some people it may take decades, but for some people it may take maybe only a year to become an expert. Everyone learns at different speeds. Everyone has different amounts of free time. That's okay. Just have fun with it. I didn't focus on having fun. Instead, I focused on trying to make something people would like. And that's a big mistake. Because if you do that, you'll turn into a corporation. Corporations don't care about making things they want to make. They care about making things that people will buy. If you do that, all of the heart and soul from your projects will be sucked out. You won't enjoy a second of game development. So I say just have fun with it. If you feel like making something stupid for a couple days, even though if you have this more important project you have to work on, just do it anyway. Sometimes it's good for you. We need to be working on how to be a Rocketeer because it's this giant project and we're so close to getting out to beta. But I instead work on this for maybe a week because it's fun. Who knows if we'll finish it? I don't know. I don't care. I just want to have fun working on it. I like showing people. I like seeing their reactions. I like messing around in this game with other people. The point is, enjoy it. So that's what I've learned over the course of 7 years. I learned how to have fun. I started making Bone Sword because I wanted Roblox to make my avatar look cool. It's kind of stupid, but everybody starts somewhere. Whatever drive you have to do something, listen to it and follow it closely. Because if you want to do something, you should do it. As long as that thing doesn't hurt you. It'll make you feel good. I just wanted to make things that people could get together and have a good time with. For you, it could be anything. It might be that, it might be something else. Just have fun. That's pretty much everything I have to say. Alright, well that's the video. I'm gonna kill this guy. Come here! Boom in the butt, boom in the butt, boom in the butt.